welcome to Just Lou. Today we're going to be talking about your inner voice. So, what is your inner voice? In the world of spirituality, your inner voice can be known by different names. It can be called the higher self, your inner guide, your inner wisdom. You can actually call it whatever you'd like. If you go on Wikipedia, Wikipedia states that the inner voice is an inner critic or a critical inner voice, and it is a concept which is popular in the psychology or psychotherapy world and refers to a subpersonality that judges and demeans a person. My inner voice, I call it a gremlin, due to the fact that one minute it can be Fluffy, my best friend, and the next minute it can be an ugly looking enemy that talks me out of everything and makes me overthink constantly. Not so long ago, me and my gremlin were really not friends. We used to be best friends and then we wasn't. Have you ever had that time when you seem to be fighting constantly with your thoughts? That's what I was struggling with for quite a long time. My inner voice started affecting my job. It started affecting my personal life. Just every day I was having to fight with it. It came to a point when I thought my little gremlin completely hated me. We've all been there when we've had times when we don't think we're good enough, when we doubt that we're smart enough, when it comes to you seem to be questioning everything you do in your life. I have always struggled with my inner voice. I've always doubted myself. I've always questioned myself. I never thought I was good enough for anything really. When I was a child at senior school, I was told that actually I was going to be good for nothing and quite thick, and told that the most I was going to get out of life is working in McDonald's. And that sort of imprinted on me and throughout my career and life as an adult, really. It took me to coming to nearly 40 and probably having a midlife crisis, only a mini one, to actually awaken and realize that it actually affected me more than I thought it had. You can say over the years, I've learned to control my inner voice, to remove the negativity, to let it help me develop and grow in a positive way. Spirituality and holistic care has helped me develop and change my life for the better. Meditation has been a positive impact on my life, especially controlling that inner voice. I have learned to acknowledge my thoughts, the good and the bad. It was discovered on average a person has about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. If you think how many of them are negative and how many are positive, you realize that you probably have more negative thoughts, being your own worst critic, than you have positive thoughts throughout the day. This is where meditation will be great. Not everyone likes meditation. I get that. You don't have to sit with your legs crossed in a quiet room with the lights dim, having calm music in the background to meditate. You could try meditating when you're walking. This is without any music though playing in your ears. So remove those headphones, remove those AirPods. Just try listening to the noises around you. Acknowledge those thoughts that are coming into your mind. Listen to the sounds that you hear around you. Look around you. It's amazing how many times You could walk around the street, but you actually don't notice the scenery around you. If you did this, and going for a walk, say, a couple of times a week, it's amazing how you start listening, acknowledging your thoughts, your inner voice more, and start taking note of what it's actually saying. If you actually prefer meditating and being in the house, I would probably recommend trying doing it for 5 minutes a couple of times a week. Don't lie down because you'll find that you'll fall asleep. Get comfortable and do it sitting up. If you're new to meditation, don't be worried that you can't switch off. Don't be worried that you've got so many thoughts going through your mind. The key is to really acknowledge what you're thinking of, what your inner voice is actually saying to you. This is where you realize if your inner voice is your best friend or not. You need to be aware that because your inner voice told you that you're not good enough, or actually you can't go and apply for that job because you're not smart enough, doesn't mean you actually have to listen to it. Your inner voice doesn't always actually tell you the truth. It's sometimes there to protect you and think it knows what's best for you, but actually does it? So, for example, my inner voice has been talking to me for a long, long time to not do this podcast. Don't do it. People hate it. What if you get bad reviews? What if actually no one listens to it? As well as you've got a Brummy accent. You're going to sound thick. You've got a deep voice for a woman. Who's going to listen to you? What have you got to talk about? My inner voice was my worst critic. It was fighting and fighting against me to doing this. Then one day I decided not to listen. I invested in some podcasting equipment and started my podcasts. Well, I say started my podcasts. I started writing things and talking about things and then deleted it and then tried again and then deleted it. Then my podcasting equipment started collecting dust. My inner voice was going on and on about, you're just not good enough. Listen to all these other podcasts. They sound amazing. They know what they're talking about. Then that was it. I plucked up the courage and decided that beginning of January, I was going to start posting podcasts. And still now, you cannot imagine how nervous I am to do this. If you know me, you'll know I'm not a social butterfly. I hate my picture taken. I hate the way I sound. I don't like the way I look. And yet here I am doing podcasts. And to tell you what, my inner voice was wrong. I actually am enjoy doing this. I'm hoping that I can help people from all around the world. I know I'm new to this, and I know every podcast will get better. I will be giving more information. I will be helping more and more people. And that's all I want to do, is help as many people as I can. You never know. One day I may have a great podcast like Happy Place with Fern Cotton. I mean, she is absolutely amazing and her podcasts have helped me. So if I can be as good as her, hopefully my podcast will do the same and help just as many people. So to stop me waffling on, I'm going to come to an end. If you've enjoyed my podcast or actually listened to it, please drop me a review or drop me a line. Please follow me because that will also help out immensely. I will add my website and email, so if you want to get in touch, please do. And you have been listening to Just Lou. I hope I haven't waffled on too much, and we'll speak to you soon.